Hi, I'm Derek Fredrickson. Welcome to the COO Solution Podcast, the show for business owners and visionary leaders who want to scale with clarity, confidence, and the right support. For over 16 years, I've been in the trenches as a fractional COO, Chief Operating Officer, helping entrepreneurs align their teams, streamline operations, and remove bottlenecks that slow growth. I understand the challenges, feeling overwhelmed, stretched too thin, or uncertain about how to scale without burning out. I've helped business owners move from chaos to clarity, creating businesses that run smoothly and grow and scale. Each week, I'll bring you real-world insights, proven strategies, and practical solutions to help you step into your highest role as a leader. Whether it's optimizing your team, strengthening accountability, or building the right systems for growth, this podcast is here to support you in scaling smarter. So if you're ready to create a business that thrives without requiring more of you, let's get started. You know that feeling when your business is growing fast, but instead of feeling excited, it feels kind of heavy? You're juggling team issues, missed deadlines, projects that never seem to get fully done, and you're constantly thinking, why does everything still depend on me? You've tried hiring more people, you've tried new tools, better systems, and more meetings, but nothing really fixes it. That's usually the moment most founders and CEOs start to realize they don't have an execution problem, they have a leadership gap. And that's where a fractional COO or Chief Operating Officer comes in. And in today's episode, I'm going to walk you through the 5 key signs it's time to bring in real operational leadership and what happens when you don't. Because the truth is, waiting too long to get the right support doesn't just cost you time, it costs you growth, energy, and sometimes even your confidence as a leader. Hey everyone, welcome back to the COO Solution Podcast. I'm your host, Derek Fredrickson, and if you've been listening to this show for a while, you know that this show is all about helping founders and CEOs build businesses that don't rely on them for everything, because freedom, scale, and sustainability all come from structure. And that structure starts with operational leadership. But here's the challenge I see again and again, way too often. Most founders wait too long to bring in help at that level. They're convinced they just need one more hire, another person in a seat, or a better project management tool, or another training for the team. But here's the truth. None of that really works without a true operator running the show. So today I'm breaking down the 5 clear signs that it's time to hire a fractional COO and how to know whether you're there yet. Because here's the thing, if you're still doing the job your COO should be doing, you're holding your business back. Not because you're not capable, but because your business has outgrown your current role as CEO. And that's the hardest part of growth. You get to a point where what got you here won't get you there. So let's talk about how to know when you've hit that point. Sign number 1, you're the bottleneck. Let's start with the most obvious, but also the most ignored sign. If everything runs through you, you are the bottleneck. Decisions, approvals, problem solving, client issues, you name it. If your team can't move forward without you, that's not leadership. That's dependency. And you might be telling yourself, I'm just being a really good leader, Derek. That's what I'm supposed to be. I want to stay involved. But in reality, you're stuck in the business instead of leading it. And the hidden cost is speed. Speed of execution, speed of results. Everything slows down. Projects stall. Opportunities get missed. Your big ideas remain just that, ideas, not action, not results. And your team starts to play it safe because they're used to waiting for your green light on every action. A fractional COO removes that bottleneck. They become the filter between you and the day-to-day. They make decisions, keep projects moving, and free you to focus on growth. Number 2 is you're managing instead of leading. If you find yourself spending your days and maybe nights and weekends managing people, not leading the company, you've crossed the line. You're reviewing deliverables, sitting in every meeting, checking Slack, and following up on to-dos. You're constantly thinking about execution when you should be thinking about strategy. And here's the truth. That's not what a CEO is supposed to do. Your job is to think, not just do. I often say more thinking, less doing, so that you can set the vision, to create relationships, to drive the next stage of growth. But you can't do that if you're buried in the day-to-day. A great fractional COO steps in and runs the operation for you, the people, the projects, the systems, so you can finally get back to leading. Let's talk about sign number 3. You have a team, but no accountability. This one is huge. You've built a team, you've got people in place, but the results are inconsistent. Some are great, some are okay, some are questionable, and everyone's busy, but not necessarily productive. And you can't tell at a glance if things are actually on track. You have meetings, but they feel more like updates than real progress. And this is what happens when there's no clear accountability, no metrics, no ownership, no follow through. A fractional COO brings that discipline. They create your accountability chart. Who owns what? They set up scorecards and dashboards so you can see KPIs and performance every single week. And they run effective level 10 meetings that actually solve problems rather than just recycling the same ones over and over. Accountability isn't about control. It's about clarity. And clarity builds momentum. Okay, sign number 4, you've hit a ceiling and you can feel it. This is the one I hear most often. You've grown to 7 or 8 figures in your business and you're proud of that, and you should be. You've built something amazing, but lately things feel stuck. You're working harder, but not seeing the same growth, right? You've heard the expression working harder, but not smarter. And you're stretched thin. The business is more complex. Things are more confusing. And no matter what you try, more marketing, more offers, more people, it's not actually breaking through. That's the classic sign in my experience that your capacity as a founder has maxed out. You've taken the business as far as you can on vision and hustle alone. And the next level requires structure, systems, leadership, operational collaboration, and communication at a completely different level. And that's precisely what a fractional COO brings. They create the infrastructure your growth can actually stand on. Okay, number 5, last one, you're losing trust in your business. This one can feel a little harsh because it's more emotional, but it's often the most painful. When you start to feel like your business isn't reliable anymore, when you can't step away without worrying something will go wrong, waiting for the other shoe to drop, that's a sign the foundation isn't strong enough. You might notice that you're checking in constantly with your team, or you can't relax on vacation, or you wake up thinking about what's falling through the cracks in the middle of the night. That's not freedom. That's anxiety disguised as leadership. When you don't trust your business to run without you, it drains everything. Your energy, your confidence, and your joy. And you can't scale from that place. It's not possible. But a fractional COO restores that trust. They build the systems, the visibility, and the team alignment that gives you confidence that things are being handled, even when you're not there. Now let's talk about what happens when you don't get the right support at the right time. Okay, let's flip this in the opposite direction because I've seen it over and over. I have to say, to be honest, it's not pretty. When founders wait too long, this is what happens. Team turnover goes up. Margins go down. Stress levels skyrocket and growth stalls. You start resenting the very business that you built. I've had clients tell me, Derek, I don't even want to look at my inbox anymore. It's too overwhelming. It's kind of heartbreaking because that's not why you started this. This was not your vision. And the longer you wait, the more expensive it becomes, not just financially, but emotionally. And a fractional COO doesn't just fix systems. They give you your life back. I want to give you an example of this so you can see how this works in action. A founder came to us recently here at the COO Solution. I won't mention her by name, but her story is pretty profound and I think very relatable to our audience. She ran a multi-7-figure kind of service-based business, great clients, great brand, great reputation, but behind the scenes, it was chaos. There was no clear ownership. The team was overworked, processes that lived in people's heads all day long. And she was the bottleneck. She knew it. She knew she was the bottleneck. And she was desperate, not certain how things could change for the better. Her vision felt more and more unachievable. So we had a conversation and I listened and I empathized with her situation and told her this is all natural. It's all part of the journey. And now you've reached this glass ceiling of complexity where the only solution is to actually get out of your own way. A little bit of tough love. And so we paired her with one of our fractional COOs here at the COO Solution. And within 60 days, they restructured her operations, clarified roles and responsibilities with her team, and rolled out a weekly leadership meeting cadence that kept everyone aligned and on task. Within 90 days, she wasn't running the business anymore. She was really leading it. She told me later, Derek, I finally feel like I have my company back. And this is what we do at the COO Solution. That's what happens when you get the right support at the right time. So do any of these signs sound familiar to you? Are you the bottleneck? Are you managing instead of leading? Do you have a team but no real sense of accountability? Have you hit this glass ceiling of complexity? Or are you just starting to lose trust and faith and confidence in your business? If even one of those hit home, it's time to talk. At the COO Solution, we help founders and CEOs just like you install the structure, the systems, and leadership that make a business run without them. You don't have to figure this out alone. Head to thecoosolution.com and book a call. Let's have a conversation. We'll talk about where you are, what's keeping you there, and where you want to go, and how a fractional COO could change everything. Thanks for listening to our episode today. I hope you enjoyed it. Listen, if this episode spoke to you, please share it with another business owner who's maybe feeling a little bit of the weight of running the business on their shoulders. Because here's the truth. You don't have to keep carrying it all on your shoulders all alone. You built your business to create freedom. A fractional COO helps you finally experience it. I'm Derek Fredrickson, and this is the COO Solution. I'll see you next time. And that's a wrap on this episode of the COO Solution Podcast. If you found today's conversation valuable, I'd love it if you could subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who's ready to get control of their business and scale it with a second in command that they trust to handle all the daily tasks and operations they don't enjoy. And hey, maybe you're wondering if now is the time to bring on a trusted fractional COO or Chief Operating Officer to help your thriving business scale with clarity and confidence. If you're tired of doing it alone, visit thecoosolution.com and take our free quiz to help determine if now is the right time to bring a fractional COO to help you scale. In just 25 questions, you'll get a personalized report that helps you decide if your business is ready for the game-changing support of a part-time fractional COO. Let's find out together if it's your next step. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.